Hello. Welcome back to the WBTV radio, where the halls may be chilly, but the conversations always stay warm. I'm Sabra.
I'm Isaac.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Cole Nelson.
And today we are tackling something a lot of students, even adults, deal with this time of year, the winter blues. Shorter days, colder weather, and being stuck inside can really affect our mood and energy.
So we invited someone who knows a thing or two about keeping spirits up, Miss Cheny. She is here to share and help some helpful tips to stay positive during these winter months.
Ms. Cheny, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So the first question is, a lot of people say they feel more tired or unmotivated in the winter. Why do you think the winter blues happen?
I truly believe it's because everything is so gloomy and dark and everyone becomes like vitamin D deficient and there's no sunshine to like brighten up our day and we can't be outside like doing things that we enjoy. So I think it actually like naturally kind of happens. Everyone kind of just like gets sad during the winter.
So just overall, just not enjoying being cooped up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like being cooped up.
Yeah.
I got one for you. What are some simple things that students can do during the school day to boost their mood?
I think that trying to be more social during the day, I know that's hard with like classes and stuff, but still being able to talk with your friends, talk to new people, stuff like that. So that way, I call it like a vortex of thoughts. You don't get like sucked into that vortex of thoughts in your brain, and sometimes that's hard to get out of. So if we're trying to be more social, and even ask friends to like check on us and stuff like that, I think that really does help boost our mood, and talking to people that we enjoy anyway naturally boosts our mood. So trying to do that a little bit more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you think being more active in class also helps with that?
Absolutely, yeah. If there are ways that could be incorporated, for sure.
What about outside of school? Are there other activities that you can recommend that would help brighten up the winter season?
Sleeping does help, but not in like a excessive amount of sleep, but making sure you're rested, making sure you're trying to move your body in some sort of way, however that looks, and then doing something different like maybe journaling or writing notes to friends, just something that is not doom scrolling all day. I know that I get sucked into that sometimes, so trying to like stay off the phone, or put limits on phone time or screen time in general, and just trying to do something that's a little bit more thought-provoking and helpful.
How much screen time would you think would be a good amount?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever thought about that. I don't know, probably no more than like an hour total after school, between like TikTok and Instagram and I don't know, whatever.
So most students say it's pretty hard to do anything active when it's freezing out. Do you have any tips for staying moving?
For sure. If you have pets, getting them outside, I know that's hard sometimes too with like the snow mounds and walking and stuff like that. You can completely bundle up, or if you're not in the mood for that, I have seen, walking pads are a trend right now, and then just doing any sort of like workout video or just like a movement video on YouTube. Those are pretty popular too. You kind of have to get a little bit inventive and find some new ways, but they're definitely out there.
I was actually playing out in the snow with my dogs the other day.
That's perfect, yeah.
How important is it staying connected with friends and family during the winter months?
I think it's almost essential, I think, because like I said, you can get sucked into that like vortex of thoughts, and then when you're in that, it's really hard to get out of it. So if you have like friends or partners or parents or close people to us that you're like, hey, every couple days, like let's agree to like check in with each other, because otherwise you get sucked into like doom scrolling, you can get sucked into like bed rotting and like not wanting to move and stuff like that, and that really doesn't help with like seasonal affect disorder or like seasonal depression or just like feeling sad in general during the winter. So having people there for you really can be helpful, I think.
Sometimes winter blues can feel heavier than just being down. When should someone reach out for help?
I think the sooner the better. Obviously, that's way easier said than done. But being able to, if you start to recognize signs that you are maybe slipping into more of a depressive state, or you just feel like you've been down more days than not, I feel like that's a perfect time where asking for help is probably needed. And like I said, the vortex, we don't want to be in the vortex before we ask for help. So if we start to notice we're like heading in that direction, friends, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, like whoever we feel trusted with, you know, before anything like truly happens, trying to recognize signs ahead of time.
What if we don't feel trusted to tell like our friends because they feel like we might judge them?
Explain that a little bit.
So like if I have a friend and like I want to tell them something, but I don't feel comfortable telling them because like I feel like I'm gonna be judged by them, should I reach out to like someone else?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay if there are friends that maybe you're not the most comfortable with reaching out. I would find maybe the person or a few people that you feel more like comfortable sharing with, whoever that may be, like a trusted adult or a staff member or like whoever. Yeah, and then if it's a friend that you would like to eventually talk to about, maybe you can like, I don't know. I always say being direct is better, but you know, if you would like to start that conversation with them, I would encourage you to do it, but maybe in a, I don't know, a one-on-one scenario, and maybe not through text.
So what are some of the signs you might see in somebody?
Like getting into the vortex?
Yeah.
Not enjoying the things that you usually do, and screen time going up. I would say even like doubling, tripling. And then if you're just noticing that maybe you're not moving your body, or you aren't even enjoying the shows that you normally enjoy, or you just, like I said, if you're noticing that your days are down more than they're not. So like if you're at the point of like 4 out of 7 days and you're just like not doing anything that's you usually enjoy, I'd say that's a pretty big sign. Yeah.
Alrighty, those are some awesome tips, Miss Cheny. We thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thank you all for having me.
And that's it for today's episode of Behind the Microphone on WBTV.
Remember, winter might be cold, but you don't have to face it alone.
Yep, take care of yourselves, stay connected, and try out some new tips we've learned today.
And don't forget to stay warm and stay safe.
Stay warm, stars.